Have you ever wanted to play ranked, but with your friends? Have you ever wanted to find other people and make groups to be able to play with them more often? Have you wanted a matchmaking system that's better and more fair?
I'm checking these deaths. Oh my god, you're so drop bucket. Stop. Play Tri-Slosher. You need help.
Have you wanted to pick your opponents? Do you want to play on actual mapless instead of on a dedicated rotation? Do you want to be able to voice chat with the people you queue with? There's a ton of different hopes for a Splatoon 3 ranking system and even improvements for the Splatoon 2 one. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to worry. Regardless of Splatoon 2 or 3, there is a better ranking system that you can try today, known as SendouQ. This was of course made by Sendou. So today I'm going to go over how it works, why you should use it, and we'll talk with Sendou about the plans for SendouQ in the future and how he came up with it in the first place. So subscribe if you want to see more, and let's get started. Okay, so if you want to play SendouQ, you'll first need a Sendou Ink account. You can find this site here, and it does a bunch of this other stuff. So, if you want to check out gear, salmon run data, top 500 data, map plans, it's a bunch of other stuff you can find here. Logging in just involves going to your Discord and linking it, and then boom, you're in. After that, you're going to go to the beta Sendou Ink /play, which you could find in the description of this video, and join Sendou's Discord server. From there, you'll have a few options. Twin and quad battles just allow you to do, well, normal twins and quads with other people, and unranked allows you to do the same thing as ranked, but without it affecting your Sendou power. Basically, like X power. Most people use ranked, so I'm going to be demonstrating that, but the other ones work basically the same way. Before you join the queue, you can pre-add anyone to your party, so if you're trying to play with a friend, or 2 friends, or even 3 friends, you can add them before you get into the queue. But if not, you can just join the queue by yourself. Once you have everyone you want, or if you're going by yourself, you just join the queue. If you want to play ranked with someone, you'll be able to see their weapons, their X power if it's linked on the site, and their Sendou power, and you can just select Let's Play Ranked to pop them in here. And they can accept if they want to play with you or not. If someone asks you to play with them, you'll see it on the right side. Finally, you just find another group. You'll be able to tell if their power is close to yours, a bit lower, a bit higher, or a lot lower and a lot higher. In this case, they requested to play with us, and we're just going to accept that invitation. And then boom, you'll get a map list, and on the server you can just go to a Discord chat to contact your opponents, and then make a room and play the set out as a normal best of 7. Reporting the score is pretty easy. You just mark it, and you can always go back and change it if you mess up. From there, you just do the same thing over and over. So if you want to try out SendouQ for yourself, that's basically all you need to know. But I want to go on to talk a little bit with Sendou about the future of this, improving the ladder even further, and how he came up with this idea. So first, I'm going to have Sendou introduce himself, because I think he probably has the highest amount of experience in the scene in terms of the variety of things he's done. So just take a listen.
Hello, my name is Sendou. I've been a high-level player for a quite long time, so I've been playing this game since Splatoon 1 was released, so that's back in 2015. Been playing with a variety of teams since then. Most notably, Splatoon 2 was being sponsored by Ghost Gaming, and in addition to that, I've been a tournament organizer for the ballpark of 100 events. In the Zone was one of my series. Then there was a Tassel and Sendou's Ladder, and a bunch of things like that. In the last 2 years, I've been putting a lot of hours into Sendou Ink, which is my website for Splatoon players. I aim to provide useful tools and resources for competitive Splatoon players, but any Splatoon player really.
So right now, the majority of people using this are, you know, the competitive players on Twitter who follow you or follow other people who've been spreading it, but is this something that you could use even if you're not a competitive player or if you're not in Rank X?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the feedbacks that I have gotten so far is that newer players have gotten in, but maybe they haven't been able to find teammates so far. My official message is that anyone is welcome, no matter what your rank is, no matter if you have a previous competitive experience, anyone is welcome to try it. But it is just the nature of things that it would get better if we would have more people queuing up, because currently it's more like skewing towards the higher end. Naturally, if more people of all skill levels queue up, then you will be able to find teammates of your own level faster. So that's why I highly encourage those players will join, even if you're a bit newer, and I will be making some features that can like help, because currently kind of like the main way that I think that might say like attract other groups, or what would be like the X power. Even if you're like someone brand new to the scene, a really high like top 500 X power, then other groups might pick you. But of course I know like not everyone has this, so what I want to do for future is some kind of like a message you can attach it to your group. So then say you are in Lutti like Division 6 or whatever, you can include that in for whatever you think is relevant. But yeah, in short, I definitely encourage anyone to queue up, and it will make it only better for everyone.
Yeah, to give some of my personal input, I think that solo queue is still generally helpful, especially if you're someone who doesn't have rank X or has a very low X power, but SendouQ is definitely something you could do alongside it that could help build your coordination skills or get you groups to play with, because, you know, it's not always fun to play by yourself, so both have some value, and the higher up you go, the less you need normal solo queue. So now that we've gone over how it works and people can give it a shot, I do want to ask, how did you come up with this idea? Was it something just to improve solo, or maybe also improve scrims in the community?
Like mentioned before, I've been working on this Sendou Ink for quite a long time now. Something I do as a profession nowadays is that I'm a programmer, so that's pretty much where this knowledge comes from, if that's what you're wondering. But then more like the idea, well, I've been playing around with different concepts for probably like 5 years now, because we were Squid Colosseum, I helped design that, and then there's been like Sendou's Ladder, like that I also mentioned before. Also admin plus server. So I've been trying out with all these different ideas and seeing all the upsides and downsides of each. What are the shortcomings of each solution? Right now, this is the solution that I think has the most potential. And to me, it comes down to this concept that it allows everyone to be in this one queue, because in the end, you choose who you play with. Just because you're queuing up with after win doesn't mean that you will be teaming up with after win. Like, they make that decision, or you won't be like put to play with like stronger teams or stronger players. So giving that choice, I think, was a pretty big idea that I had for this. And overall, just for me, like, I scrim a lot. So to me, I'm just thinking as a player, like what I would want to exist. And to me, like, scrims are fine, but like basically people don't want to like use scrims for practice. It's more like just, to play. Scrims still are needed, but they might be more for, let's like scrim out this strat for this one map or something. But I think people generally don't system like this. So if you just want to play, I think a system like one I introduced with SendouQ has more potential, because you're just playing, but then there's kind of like the point system, and it's more designed for you to have a variety. Instead of screaming like one team per night, you can actually have multiple per night. So there's a lot of considerations, and I really had to use all the knowledge I pulled up as a creator and a player for the past 6 years, and try to manage all the unique constraints of Splatoon community. We have, for example, the player base size is one big challenge, because you can't really do like a full-on traditional, because this system in itself, like a system where you match up and then you exchange rankings, is not that unique. But like design it around, say, the player base limits. That's why, for example, you go there and you choose who you play against. It's not like a system does that for you. So this is the current iteration. I'm taking all the feedback and trying to make it like the best it can be. And that's my plan.
Yeah, that brings up an excellent point, which is your plans for the future, because this is a system that you can control, you can change, and you're very open to community feedback, which is awesome. So, I mean, obviously the system can continue into Splatoon 3, but do you have any plans for things you want to add to it, or any features in the future that people should look forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's just getting started. Like, I have the bare minimum together right now, which is just like in any project like this, basically what you want to do is get a version out as soon as possible, because that allows you to gather feedback. Like, I made so big advances since I released this compared to when I was working on it myself, because just like so many people using it, there's bound to be a good feedback as well. Tweaking small things there and there. Splatoon 3, as you mentioned, that's a big one for sure. There's been a requests that are maybe not trivial to implement, but I would like to, such as the chat right in the website. So currently you still use my Discord for chatting, but of course having it in the site would be very convenient, so that'd be nice. I also want to have more integrations with streams of SendouQ showing up right on the page. I want to have VODs. If you play a really good set, you upload it to YouTube, but it sucks that nobody will ever find it, if you're not Chara, who probably has a lot of views on his VODs. Maybe for me, if I post a VOD these days, then I think all of my followers have already passed away or something, they're not there anymore. So for me, I want to have something that allows you to discover those VODs and really discover the best VODs. I will have more stats, so like Chara mentioned, I have full control. So having all the stats in, I think it's going to allow some stuff that people are not even thinking right now that could be possible in Splatoon. So all sorts of stuff. I feel like in general, just getting started with this and trying to improve it in many ways and add much more features to it.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. So that's SendouQ. Once again, if you guys want to check it out, it'll be in the link in the description. If you have any questions or you want to talk to Sendou, he has a Discord. That'll also be linked there. Just huge thanks, dude. This is an awesome thing for the community, and I can't wait to see it grow and expand over the course of Splatoon 3. So thank you so much for coming on here, and have a good day, everyone.